hate puppies. It's a good podcast.
I feel threatened. What's going on, everybody? Welcome to Inside the Pallet House, only podcast solving. What the heck? It's going to be like that tonight.
It's going to be a
Troy.
show, man. It's going to be a show.
I have a bad feeling it's going to be like that for most of the night. So welcome to Inside the Pallet House, only podcast dedicated to solving first world problems and hopefully helping you figure out what kind of beer you should be drinking this weekend or what beer you should be avoiding. We're also dedicated to giving you about 1 hour tonight is what I'm guessing.
Yeah, we're going to be stretching to that. We are a little behind the fourth wall. We are shooting from the hip tonight, obviously, just the two of us. We got a new board, so we're trying to dial that in. It did not think it was going to be this difficult to figure it out, but
you would think a board is a board is a board, but
so
it's different.
I usually yell at the listeners, but this is I should take this time to thank them because we have a new board. Thanks to them, thanks to their generosity. Hopefully this will give you a better product. Our other board was failing
miserably quickly.
Yeah. 2 mics weren't working, 2 headphone jacks weren't working. It was just really getting bad. And the cherry on the cake tonight, cherry on top, is Brendan is not feeling himself at all.
Oh, I'm feeling more parts of myself than I usually do, actually. Yeah, dude.
But you look good with this. You shaved the beard, and now you just got the Raleigh finger stash going on. That's cool.
Gigantic mustache right now, which is
How's that going over in the house?
My youngest daughter, who usually likes the mustache, said to me tonight, "Dad, shave the mustache." Like, ouch. Not a good look. Yeah, I've this is a 5-month mustache on my face right now with no trimming, no nothing, and shaved the beard down to like a really huge goatee with the mustache for one day.
Yeah, you had like the Colonel Sanders going on the other day. You were having some fun, huh?
I was enjoying that, but throughout the weekend, I've progressively been getting worse and worse allergies, unfortunately. So I came out Friday, March Madness. Like that's the day.
Yeah, so we're recording on a Sunday night right now. So we recorded 3 nights ago on Thursday, the first night of March Madness / also St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah, so I guess that was a rough night.
Yeah.
And then that led into Friday, and people started kind of trickling in over here,
Oh, yeah.
mid to late afternoon. And so I was doing my best to kind of work and, hang out, which that is the beauty of the world we live in right now.
Yeah.
I mean, I literally just had the laptop going, was taking calls, like doing whatever needed to happen, but
nice.
Still watching the games, hanging out, which was kind of nice. And then had my final meeting of the day right at the end of the day with the boss. And then as soon as that meeting ended, went in the bathroom and shaved into something a little more comfortable.
So I'm assuming you're not going to rock just the 5-month mustache at work this week?
I think that is on its way out.
Probably tonight's the night, or tomorrow morning's the morning.
Probably tomorrow morning, wake up and add one more dose of hair to the already clogged sink. Really get that thing dialed in. But yeah, I started feeling it Friday. You know how like you get allergies and you feel that like first it starts with your throat and you're like, uh-oh. And then I decided to drink for like 12 hours on Friday.
That always helps.
Which not really thinking about it too much, just like, it's allergies. Woke up Saturday, felt like warmed over death because the allergies had come in hard. My eyes were all itchy and nasty and then didn't feel so great. And then all of a sudden, I felt so bad with the hangover that I took a COVID test.
Oh my God.
That's when, my wife looked at me and she was like, "You should take one." I was like, "You really think so? It's allergies and a hangover." And she's like, "You look like shit. Take a test." Fair enough. So took a test. Failed, as in negative. Yeah. I mean, isn't that technically the term? You failed the test. Yeah. You got a negative. Yeah. You didn't pass. Passing's bad in this instance.
Well, it's weird. It's weird how alcohol does that to you because, like, if you're not feeling 100% and then you, like, chase it with some alcohol, you do kind of start to feel better, but in reality, your body is getting rope-a-dope because your body's fighting the alcohol and the sickness now, but you're also getting the good effects of the alcohol. And so Saturday, yeah, I bet you did feel like hell.
Felt miserable. And then, of course, the wife's like, all right, you don't have COVID. She's like, cool, you got to finish staining that table.
Oh, yeah.
We got some other work. So immediately put me to work.
Well, COVID's the only illness.
Apparently, there's another. You can just get allergies, just seasonal allergies.
I am lucky in that I don't have allergies
at all.
And I feel awful for everyone that does, because walking outside on a beautiful day should not debilitate you. Like, what kind of weak ass human race have we devolved into when, like, you step out your door on a beautiful spring day after being locked up for months and you just take a deep breath and you fall to your knees choking and have to crawl back inside and lay down.
Worst part about this weekend, the only time I've been in my house is to sleep. Like,
that didn't help your allergies then.
No, like, I'll go inside, like, use the bathroom, come back outside, because I got all these games on. What am I supposed to do? I got to take one.
Sit inside with one TV like a homeless person?
Yeah, no, not doing it. Not doing it. I got all this. You build this place. You hang in this place.
Yeah.
And all weekend, people have been like, hey, I'm stopping by, watching the games.
Revolving door of people.
This has been the sports bar on this side of town.
Yeah.
For all kinds of people. There's people I haven't seen in months. People I've never met until this weekend.
Wow. You had some newbies over, huh?
I had a surgeon in here last night.
What? Did you immediately turn him around, say, you cannot be in here, sir? That's going to...
Nah, I finally got that foreskin removed. Oh, that was a hard sentence to get through. I started choking up. Yeah, I finally got circumcised yesterday. We did it right here on the bar.
Is that what that blood is?
Nope, that's a whole other story. Yeah, I was shocked at how little I bled.
Did we talk about this on the St. Patrick's Day episode?
When I got circumcised?
No, this ties into it. So a lot of people,
What?
A lot of people come over here for the games, right? Because yes, it is fun watching a March Madness in a bar, but to me, one of the worst days ever to go out is St. Patrick's Day, and
March Madness.
and
That's
March Madness. Yeah, so
the
like
double up.
I got invited by two different people to go to I got invited to go to Penny Lane Pub, and I got invited to go to O'Donnell's. Not O'Donnell. What's the one?
O'Toole's.
O'Toole's. On Thursday night, and I was like, "Are you insane?"
Yeah, because every idiot's out at the bars drinking.
It's rookie night.
Yeah, you don't do it. It's a bad call.
Well, and I told the guy that invited us that was like, let's go to Penny Lane. He lives in my neighborhood and he knows Terrence. And I'm like, we can go to Penny Lane 364 days a year. Hell, Terrence will give us the entire upstairs. He has done that. We've had parties there. Why would I want to go when every dumb shit in the 30-mile radius wants to go?
364 days a year, I will accept your invitation.
Yeah.
There's one day, I think I'm going to take it off.
Especially the 2 or 3, I mean, Penny Lane's a British pub, but like, especially the 2 or 3 actual Irish pubs in here in the city, you really want to avoid those.
100%. Yeah. And March Madness. So
yes.
Everybody who's like, oh, I'm not going to an Irish pub, but I do want to go watch the games.
Yeah.
You got a whole other problem.
And Richmond we do St. Patrick's Day big. Like, it's a 3-week experience in Richmond.
It is funny how we do that. We have like literally competing festivals. And so they just put them on different weekends so that everybody can just keep going to Irish festivals.
Yep.
I can respect that.
Oh, I love it. And I think a lot of that just has to do with the way that our season works. Like,
because you're sick as shit right now.
In my mind, March 17th is the day the weather turns. It's almost like a snap of the finger. Like, I mean, it snowed last weekend, and then like this weekend is beautiful.
This is the first time I've had allergies this early, though. Usually this is an April thing for me, like mid-April.
Well, isn't allergies weird where like you can go your whole life and not have them and then wake up one day and have them? So you could like have worse allergies this year than last year. Like your beard grows in differently. Like maybe.
I never had allergies till I moved to Richmond. It's something here.
Well, Richmond is known. There was an article put out that Richmond is like one of the top 10 worst places if you have allergies, like the weather and the trees and the flowers that we have, and like it's just an awful place for anyone with seasonal allergies.
Yeah, we need We need that global warming to start choking some of
Killing
this
everything
stuff
out.
Yeah.
I was surprised to hear that because we have seasons. So
Maybe that's what makes this the worst.
Yeah.
Like the worst case scenario is that you've got seasons so things can go dormant and then pop to life.
Well, and we have it's a running joke. We have, fake spring, where it warms up for a few days and then gets cold. So like your body's just in shock all the time.
Yeah, I'm excited. I feel great. I feel great.
You don't look or sound good.
Dude, I have pink eye.
Oh, that's your jam.
I love pink eye, dude.
Pink eye loves you.
That's a much better way to put it. Pink eye loves me. I mean, as soon as the damn allergies kicked in, I was like, man, my eyes are itchy. My wife was like, yeah, they don't look good. When I woke up this morning, my right eye was crusted shut. I was like, that's not even, you're supposed to get that from like fecal matter infections. It's like, as soon as I get allergy, my eyes just go, we give up.
You're supposed to get that from like kids who are in daycare with like other filthy kids. And that's not, your kids aren't ill.
No, and I wash my hands. No one in that house is getting it. I just get it. As soon as my eyes get messed with, they just give up the ghost. It's a lot of fun. Fun. So I look great. I feel great.
Batting 1,000.
And you got a big old mustache to boot, which, the beauty of having the mustache is taking all the pictures of yourself doing cool stuff with your mustache so that for the rest of the year you can go, did you ever see my mustache? I can't do it because I got pink eye.
You can't go out, yeah.
So it's all sunglass photos right now, which is very depressing.
I have definitely shaved my beard into something crazy for like Churchill Irish Festival, just to walk around and be like,
that's
the
check
thing. That dude out.
Yeah, you want to do Irish festivals looking like an asshole, which I don't know what that means, but it makes sense.
Yeah.
It just feels right. So unfortunately, I look bad, feel bad, but I'm that dedicated to the podcast that I am willing to come out here and give you guys a bad episode.
We don't take weeks off, that is for sure.
No, and this was the only day that worked this week, so we had to stick to our guns, and so here we are.
Coming up on 7 years. Well, we had a special guest kind of ready to come on tonight to help carry us through this two-man.
Yeah, and I'm hoping we could arrange for us to talk to him next week.
Because he's not feeling well.
No, he was like, well, I wouldn't want to be on the air and sound bad. I was like, oh.
And you were like, hold my beer.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I'll show you, buddy.
Yeah.
I'm going to put one out there that's going to be hilarious-ish. Maybe.
And we never heard from anybody else.
No, it's a slow week. Slow week. What can you do? But like the Tasmanian tiger, we will be brought back. We will deliver.
Wait, what?
You see this thing?
No.
You ever seen the Tasmanian tiger?
No. What is it?
You remember
I've seen the Tasmanian devil.
The Tasmanian tiger. Well, is the Tasmanian devil a marsupial?
It's a cartoon.
Interesting poll. So new mics.
New board.
So
making weird sounds.
The Tasmanian tiger, it looks kind of like a tiger, but it's a marsupial, and it's a very weird animal. And it went extinct in like the 1930s. But I guess in the 1930s we had enough knowledge of how this thing operates. Remember a couple years ago I was talking about they're bringing the woolly mammoth back?
Yeah, like the whole like Jurassic Park thing, right?
Yeah,
like
they're going
got the
in
DNA and figuring it out.
And they think that the woolly mammoth is actually something that should roll the tundra. Like it's a good thing to have because it's stomping on plants and moving seeds around. Like
Gotcha.
you needed this to help the tundra keep doing what it does. And now we don't have any creature that does that. So the tundra, well, looks a lot like a tundra.
Yeah.
So you don't get a whole lot there. So they're bringing the woolly mammoth back because they're like, this actually makes sense. Well, that's not why they're bringing the Tasmanian tiger back. They're just like, hell yeah, we can do it.
That guy looks cool. Let's have him here.
Yeah. And they know enough. Like they've got a couple different animals that are really close. And so, yeah, now they're bringing back the Tasmanian tiger.
I don't like it.
I don't understand the logic here. Like they at least sold me a bill of goods on the woolly mammoth, which don't bullshit a bullshitter. You just want a big woolly mammoth.
Hell yeah.
Which I get. That's cool.
That bitch will be in a zoo in fucking 5 minutes.
But a Tasmanian tiger, that sounds like a tiger.
Yeah.
Like by definition.
Yeah. What I don't get is, doesn't haven't we figured out that, for every reaction, there's an equal and opposite reaction? Like, that's going to be, you can't just bring back an animal. Ooh, that thing's wild looking, dude.
Yeah. It's marsupial.
You can't just bring back an animal and expect, like, nothing bad to happen.
No, because this thing's a killer.
Yeah.
And marsupials need to go away, too, because they're just weird.
They are freaking weirdos.
That's just a weird, and so we're like, no, bring back the apex predator of the marsupials. What could go wrong?
Yeah. Throw him out there. That won't change the lay of the land at all.
Yeah, we fought so long and hard to eradicate the earth of them.
Yeah.
We finally succeeded in the 30s.
Did we kill them off? Was it our fault?
No, I think because marsupial is just such a screwed up, you're raising a baby in a pouch. No, do it inside or do it in an egg, but don't have it in your pocket. Like, I can't even keep keys in my pocket. And now it's like the baby goes in there and then grows.
Yeah, if you literally walked around with a chicken egg in your kangaroo pouch on your
It won't end well.
How long will that last?
That's why marsupials are dying out, because we figured out if you shit it out in a cage, then it'll live in the cage. Or you just got to keep it in your body and protect yourself, and naturally, now it's just in your pocket.
Or you evolve, like, you shit it out and that thing's walking in 20 minutes and running in an hour, and it's already taking care of itself.
You don't pop an embryo out and have it slide into a belly and then just hope everything goes well. Slide into your pouch.
There's one who's figured it out, right? The kangaroo. Got the big ass talons and legs.
But it's an apex predator too. Again, Australia. This is where the marsupials are, man, because that place is just weird.
And that's where everything that can kill you is.
Yeah, and that's where the Tasmanian tiger's from.
Makes sense.
Bringing it back.
And he doesn't look anything like the cartoon. I was sold a false bill of goods.
No, this thing looks somewhere in between a zebra and a wolf.
Yeah.
Like, it's got like the stripes of a zebra, but he's kind of got like a hyena wolf vibe. Somehow he's a tiger. Carries
Inbred
babies
as
in a
shit,
pouch.
I'm sure.
You think that one's inbred? Wait till we start bastardizing it with DNA from other like shrewd mice or whatever.
Wait till it's in a petri dish.
Yeah, that's the most inbred one. And then what are you going to mate it with? The other one that you created out of thin air. Yeah. Then it's like, all right, you two go screw, and then that's when we're dead. That baby's the problem.
Yeah.
I'm not worried about the actual Tasmanian tiger. We killed it once. It's the mutant that's going to come from us playing God, and then they mate.
We love playing God.
It's our favorite thing to do.
Yeah, we can't help ourselves.
We really enjoy it.
And sometimes it's good. They put them on the endangered species, but you also hear like sometimes they get something will get on the endangered species and take off, and then you got too many again. It's like, how do we know the right number of whatever?
Yeah, I'm with you. We don't. The right number apparently with Tasmanian tiger is 0.
I've lived 43 years. I'm fine not having one.
I mean, I'd like to see it, but it makes me nervous. Yeah, look at this. Oh, so they say they're kind of like wild dogs.
Oh, well, that's great.
Yeah, that's even better.
We have domestic dogs that kill people.
It took us forever to get that one figured out.
And they're still part wild animal. Did you see the article the other day about some woman that was bitten like 800 times by some dog? She was dog sitting.
What?
Yeah, I should know more about it. I didn't really read the article. I didn't read the whole article, but some lady was like dog sitting for some domestic dogs, and they bit her like 800 times, ate her ears and nose off and shit. Like, she's all jacked up.
Oh yeah, you're gonna need a little bonus. That little $15 a visit isn't gonna cut it. You're gonna have to bump that up. That's like $30.
Did you pick their poop up?
Yeah, it's over there. You see my ear? Yeah. That's the poop.
Look for my nose.
That's the piece.
Oh, my nose is in the poop, probably.
Yeah. How do I know which poop happened on? Oh,
you're gonna have to
the one with my nose in it. Yep, that's it. Okay. I should have picked that up. That one's on me. My bad.
We love our dogs, but man, I had that big, lab mix years ago, Sydney. 80-pound dog, and people be like, can I pet your dog and play with your dog? I'm like, yeah, but it's a dog and I got it from a shelter. Who knows what that dog could do?
Yeah, my kids always go down, like they try to like pet the dog while it's eating. I'm like, back away.
Yep.
They're like, he wouldn't bite me. I'm like, he just hasn't.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, You don't mess with the dog while it's doing. I had a little dog when I was a kid. This little dog, Reggie, little miniature poodle. This son of a bitch. One night I remember he was like sleeping and I just rolled up on him. Was like, "Hey buddy," gave him a kiss. Scared the bejesus out of him. He just spun around, latched onto my face and cut me from like just beneath the eyes all the way across my nose and back to my other eye.
Wow.
Like I was just bleeding everywhere out of my face.
Yeah.
Dog's looking at me like, "Oh, my bad, bro.
Yeah.
Didn't realize that was you. Well,
yeah.
I'm gonna go back to bed.
Yeah, I'm good.
And I was just gonna bleed out in my bed crying."
I mean, a dog eating, all that dog's thinking is, this is the last time I'm ever going to eat.
I finally found food.
Yeah. And
finally.
Could be the last one.
Yeah.
I mean, you leave that damn dog in your house for 10 minutes, it freaks out when you come home. Like, it doesn't know.
My dogs have stopped freaking out when I come home.
Oh, really?
I think that shows how much I'm home. Like,
oh, yeah, because you are here home all the time.
I'm here all the time. And now it's just like it's a given. Like if I leave, they're like, "Well, we know he'll be back. He's the only piece of shit who leaves less than us." You know?
They freak out when mom and the girls come home?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
They go all crazy. They run up. They jump around. I walk in the door, and they often just walk right past me out into the yard. Like, "Oh, shit stick finally came in and opened the door."
The door opener's here.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. I get zero love. My big dog will sometimes just look at me and be like, "Ugh, not the women."
Not even come over?
No, doesn't care. The little dog just literally runs past me to go outside. Yay, door's open.
I came up in your backyard the other day while you were out, and they were at the door barking their heads off until I walked over there, and then they chilled.
Oh, yeah, they're good guard dogs from a distance.
Yeah.
But they don't care about me, man. Usually people are like, "Oh, at least I come home and my dog loves me." Nope.
I don't like those people.
Yeah, I just come home and dog goes, "Ugh."
People that talk about their dogs like that, I don't like. Your dog loves you.
Oh, yeah.
Your dog
There's no doubt about that.
Your dog would love any person it lived with for X amount of time.
Yeah.
It's not because you're a great person. It's not because you're a great dog owner.
Don't tell that to
Oh, I know.
80% of the dog owners.
Shit, 95%.
I think it's closer to 80. You got to think of how many dogs get abused.
Yeah, that's true.
You're not running the numbers, man. You're overlooking a whole segment of the population.
Well, we're first world problems, and I don't really know any dog abusers. So, like, you're right. I'm not thinking of second and third world dog owners where.
But every dog you get at a shelter, something went wrong.
Yeah,
You know?
that's true.
They don't end up in a shelter because somebody loved it so much that it just couldn't take it anymore and put the dog in the shelter.
That is funny because I would like to know, like, we've had 2 dogs since the wife and I got together, and they were both shelter dogs, and I'm like, I'd like to know what the hell you saw.
My mother-in-law just got a dog that was down in some like literal like in the ghetto in Alabama. And these people just moved out and then just kind of let the dog out and then drove away. And the dog just sat there on the front porch. Like, someone's got to let me back in.
This is my house.
Yeah. They got to come home at some point. And the dog sat there for days and days. And then when people would come to try to get him, he would just growl and bark and like back him up. Like, "You don't live here.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting on
The owners.
the pieces of shit
Yeah.
who left me." And it took them 7 days of this like rescue group showing up, coaxing the dog out to
Feeding
even get it to come over.
Getting it slightly closer and closer and closer.
And then got it into a shelter. And then that's the dog they got. And it's a sweet dog, but it's like, if that's how it ended, what was going on in that house?
Well, too, and like, think about your dog that you got from the breeder. Like, it's not like that dog was living a life of Riley. You know,
That
like,
was literally, yeah.
It's not like that dog was,
That dog
there's
was
some PTSD for that dog.
That dog was the most expensive rescue ever.
Yeah.
And that's exactly what that was. It was a rescue in my mind.
You saved that dog.
We just had to pay
You paid
exorbitant amounts of money.
to save that dog's life.
I got cars that cost less than that dog.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a rescue. That's like literally going to a junkyard and seeing something about to get crushed. And they're like, "Oh, you're interested?
Oh, you like this?
Yeah. Then we will charge you
You want this shopping cart with the one bad wheel?
$7,000. What?
Cheers.
Damn it.
Well, you were about to kill it, crush it. and get rid of it.
And we still will. But now that you're interested, yeah, I don't want that piece of shit.
It's like,
Will you come down to $5,000? Absolutely not. I'd rather crush it in front of you.
I know what I've got.
Yeah, I know what there is nothing worse than when you hear that.
Dude.
When you're in a negotiation and someone
yeah.
goes, I know what I've got.
Yeah.
You're like, you think you know what you've got.
Yeah. You think, well, it's like when you're selling anything, it's like, what's the value of it? Well, do you have one person standing there? Or do you have two people standing there? Because that's going to change the value of it.
Dramatically. Yeah. Dramatically. I missed out on an old K5 Blazer for that reason.
Oh, really?
Yeah. I had $4,000, like ready to go. Literally no more money to my name.
Yeah.
Dude was asking like $4,500. And I was like, I can clearly get him down to $4,000.
Yeah. That's, well, even if you don't know 100% that someone, that's reasonable. Like, you can play with that. Like, that's a...
Yeah. I figure anytime you round over 1,000, it's because you're willing to come to that 1,000.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, all right, I'm showing up.
Even if it's 1,500 to 1,000, like, that's not an egregious ask.
So I'm like, look, I literally have $4,000. And he's like, had you been here 30 minutes ago, I would have sold it to you at that price. He's like, but now there's another guy coming over here who's got $5,000 in his pocket and said to hold it. And I'm like, shit. And he goes, look, if you can come up with the 4,500 right now, I'll still give it to you because that was the asking price and you're here.
And that guy's not wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, but I literally don't have it. And he's like, then you don't have the keys either.
Yeah.
And
or the title.
but he said, he's like, my phone is ringing right now. I can feel it. Like, people want this truck. He's like, you're just late. But had I shown up right away, handed him his money, I would have had it.
And you probably been on the other side of that too, where like you could have sold something, and something you got rid of it too soon. And
I've been burnt.
Yeah.
You sell it for $2,000 and then someone calls up and they're like, oh, and I've got the full asking price. You're like, you mother. But I'm a sucker for the old cash in hand.
Yeah.
When people show up and they're like, but I have the cash. I'm one of those people that goes, ooh.
Instead of a check.
Yeah, because a check.
Well, a check could be fake.
And otherwise, I got to deal with cashier's check. I got to deal with all these things, and it's just too much of a headache. There's something about when they show me the cash, like literally, here is the money. I'm like, yeah, I think we might have a deal, even though it's far less than I wanted. And I clearly said no negotiating in the ad, dick.
Well, that's because you've been burnt.
Sore subject. This one was bad.
Well, you've been on the end too, where you're selling something and I've done that, dude. I had this happen. I don't even know how many times. I was selling a pair of children's roller skates for like $10-15 or something. First off, I won like $20, and the guy talked me down to 10, and I was like, sure, whatever.
Just get him out of here.
And then he's like, I'll be there in like 3 days.
Nope.
It was like a porch pickup. I was like, that's fine. Left him out. He'd message me again on Facebook, blah, blah, blah. He did that 2 or 3 times. I was like, dude, this isn't worth the $10.
No.
And then I'm like, well, shit, he has my address now. Like, he could just come over. Because finally I got so tired of him. I was like, I'm done. I'm not dealing with you anymore.
Yeah, I get that. It's annoying. I don't understand people like that.
There's a whole Reddit subreddit called like Choosy Beggars, where like people they post have you seen that subreddit?
I have.
Where it's like free couch, come pick it up, and then they'll be like, can you bring it to my house, on a Tuesday at 1 p.m.?
No.
I live an hour from you. And then they're like,
dude,
no.
I had this old mattress, and I mean, old mattresses are gross.
Old mattresses people should never ever even want.
And I was like,
I wouldn't want somebody's 1-year-old nice mattress.
No, it's gross.
Yeah.
It's just gross. But yet I'll stay in an Airbnb.
Yes.
And just lay on that mattress like, oh, I have arrived.
But that's a night. That's not.
Yes. So I didn't want to deal with the choosy beggars. So I said, put the ad mattress $20. I figure if you put a small enough price tag on
I've heard that. Yeah.
you eliminate the choosy beggars. And potentially someone might get it, because I just told my wife, I was like, look, I either got to haul this to the dump or maybe I can get us a pizza. Figured I do.
Yeah.
So I put it up. Sure enough, these people came over, man. This guy's looking at it. He's like, yeah, this is perfect for our guest room. And the wife's looking at it like, there are stains on it.
Yeah.
Like, this is disgusting. And I'm just like, I'm hearing them. I'm in the room.
Yeah.
And she's like, this is disgusting. Like, there's stains on it. And he's kind of like, well, I already told the guy I'd buy it. And I'm like standing there like, this is awkward as shit. Like,
Yeah.
I could leave the room, but they just argued about it in front of me. And then he kind of like alpha mailed her and was like, no, this is the right mattress for us. And he's like, here you go, buddy. And he hands me the $20. And I'm like, oh, that was so awkward. And then he's like, honey, you got to help me carry this out. And I was like, I can't do this to her. I can't make her face press up against those stains. You know? Like, I know where those stains are from, and I don't want to put my face on them. And I was like,
Fond memories.
Yeah, no, dude, they were a blast. But I was like, no, I'll help you carry this thing out, buddy. Like, I got you. Helped him strap it to his car, and the whole time she's just in the car, like, I hate this motherfucker.
Yeah.
I'm looking at them like, that's a divorce.
Yeah.
Like, in a few years, this couple will never make it because he made a bad decision.
They'll never have guests stay on that bed because the wife will be like,
don't sleep
that's
on that.
a $20 used mattress from some dude we've never met.
You should have seen the mustache on this perv. He looked like Ron Jeremy, but the new. You seen Ron Jeremy lately?
No.
This son of
Still
a
alive?
bitch. Oh yeah, no, he's such a piece of crap. So he's got more rape charges than Cosby right now.
I wonder if those are true though.
If I had to guess, yes.
You don't think there's some chicks that slept with him and then second guess themselves?
You don't think he ever grabbed the back of someone's head when they didn't want it and shove it down in the true sense of the. He's a total
100%.
He's a piece of shit, man.
Yeah.
He created the whole nastiness of the porn world that we live in now.
Yeah, he took the class out of it.
Yeah, man. Back when it was Debbie doing Dallas,
Yeah.
that was very nice. When Deep Throat was in the game, that was a much nicer time. Ron Jeremy came in and ushered in a whole world of gross, especially because we were like, hey, you know who shouldn't be hot? The male.
Yeah.
Let's bring this fat, balding, disgusting dude.
What's his nickname? Like the hedgehog.
Yeah,
Like, that's
okay,
not a good
that's not a good nickname. You know what I mean? That's a shit nickname.
Okay, so counter argument. Do you think because he worked in that industry doing those things so long, he assumes all the women he sleeps with are down to do the things that he's used to doing?
I don't care what he thinks. He's disgusting. Like I assume he's mentally completely fucked, yes, and thinks this is what people want.
Doesn't make it right. I'm not advocating for him here, but like he probably doesn't think he's doing anything wrong, right?
In the same way that someone who's completely insane
Yeah.
doesn't see the error of their ways, yeah, I think he's sexually
In
insane.
the same way people who murder and dismember people don't see where they've
They're like, what happened?
why are you guys coming at me like
Yeah,
this?
this is bullshit. You don't have a bucket of dicks?
I'm making a skin suit.
Yeah,
Don't you need a skin suit?
obviously.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, big fat girl, right? Yeah,
Big fat person?
yeah.
Oh yeah, I did see her.
Yeah, no, it's horrible. But Ron Jeremy gets like, he has dating back to 94. He's got all of these things where apparently
Heyday.
he would be like in these restaurants in the VIP areas and just kind of forcing himself on
Just
on
grabbing
people.
ass and
Yeah, and just so he's got all these charges, right? So he gets brought up on like tons of rape and misconduct charges and like throw the book at
like
this
the
piece
whole
of
state
shit.
of California's coming after him.
Yeah, like, and he's a
class action lawsuit.
And so, like, I wholeheartedly believe he's guilty of 99% of it.
Yeah.
Like, he's just, and so this dude, he always looked like just disgusting.
Oh yeah.
Last week, he's coming out for his one of his trials, and the lawyer comes down and is like, I can't bring this guy out here. He doesn't recognize me. He doesn't recognize anybody.
Oh, is he playing like the insanity?
He doesn't understand what we're saying to him. We're telling him that he's on trial, and he doesn't understand what trial is. He's not acknowledging. He's not answering questions. The bailiff goes in there and is like, yeah, boy, the guy seems really out of it. Like, Ron Jeremy's pulling the whole, I've forgotten everything. I went from zero to full-blown dementia.
How am I supposed to know what I was doing on April 2nd in 1997?
You know what's crazy is he must have been dyeing what little bit of hair he had, because 6 months ago they show him and he's got like black hair. Now he's full gray, huge beard that's all gray. All of his hair, it's like he looks like a totally crazy person to the
Yeah.
point that I'm like, well, maybe. But at the same time, I'm like, at least let him stand trial. Let him sit there and drool.
Well, my thing is like, even if you're crazy, I don't want you out there mixing it up with us.
Oh, he's never coming out, but they're not going to put him in because, come on, someone's going to fuck Ron Jeremy. I wouldn't. That's disgusting on so many levels. You know, like he's probably, if you went down the list of all the people in the world, he'd probably be way, way at the end of like who I'd want to have intercourse with.
Yeah.
That's a gross man.
That's a safe bet.
Pretty gross man.
Yeah.
Just not attracted to him.
To go back to the whole mattress story, that story reminded me, I think it was my father-in-law like tried to give away like a good fridge.
Yeah.
Like just your standard over under fridge, you know, like doesn't have the ice in the door and water.
Still fully functioning. A garage fridge.
Yeah, a garage. And no one wanted it. Or he was getting a bunch of choosy beggars. You know, there was all these stipulations.
Time to put a price tag on it.
He put like $100 on it, and then like it sold. Like he got hit up within by 10 people in a half an hour and sold immediately because when it was free, everybody thought it was a piece of shit. And the fact was, he just didn't care about the $100. He wanted it gone.
Yeah.
And then once he put that $100 tag on it, now it's like, oh shit, that's a $500 fridge. I'm getting it for a deal.
When people see it's free, they're like, it doesn't work, or it just a different class of person comes out trying to negotiate. You're like, how are you going to negotiate more than zero?
Yeah.
You put a $20 bill on there, it's gone.
Yep.
It's a good trick.
Very good.
I've used it before. Mattresses.
I know, and it's counterintuitive, right? Because I'm just gonna put free and get rid of it.
I probably told you about. I know I've told you about this. But I probably told it on the air when I was trying to sell that 1977 Jeep CJ7. Beautiful truck, just a total piece of shit. Couldn't get it to run at all. Disclosed all the things wrong with it in the ad and was like, I just want $1,500 for the thing. It's got brand new mud tires on it. Like it's got everything. It's a pain. Please come get it. No one would come get it. Weeks, not a call. So then I put an ad on Craigslist for brand new 35-inch Super Swamper mud tires. Still have the knobs on them, like little rubber hairs on there.
Yeah, they hadn't been driven enough to
like literally drove it just down the block. That was it.
And then the car died on you.
Yeah, it did.
The Jeep died on you.
It did. And then when I went to put my key in, the whole ignition snapped off of the.
Oh my God.
I was like, this is the worst truck.
They're notoriously
reliable.
Turds. Yeah.
So I said $1,500 for 4 Super Swamper mud tire, 35-inch, free CJ7. It was like $1,500 for the tires.
That's awesome.
That bitch sold that day.
That's hilarious.
Like when I just said, yeah, the CJ's, fuck the CJ, just buy the tires. People were like, yep.
Were the tires valued at $1,500?
I had just spent $1,500 on the tires. I was literally
so
like,
you literally were giving the Jeep away.
Yeah.
You were like, just get rid of it.
Like, I just need my money back on these tires. Like, these were good, big mud tires. Like, I need them. I need this thing gone. They're $500, like, $400 tires.
Yeah.
Yeah. Got rid of it in a day just by saying free Jeep.
Amazing.
Like, they're attached to a Jeep. Jeep's free.
Yeah. It'll help you get the tires out. It rolls easier.
That dude showed up in no time, man. He came and he was like, I'm guessing we got to tow the Jeep onto the trailer. I was like, you are guessing right, buddy. You're here for the tires. They just happen to be attached to that
If
Jeep.
I could drive the Jeep, these tires wouldn't be for sale.
Exactly. Yeah. I wanted the tires on the Jeep. That's just not how it worked out.
Notice how they're brand new. I didn't buy these brand new tires expecting the Jeep to crap out on me yet again.
You know what I think I need?
What?
I think I need a deli.
All right.
I mean, you picked us up something, right?
Yeah, man. You usually take care of these delis, but as you were under the weather and I was headed this way anyway, I figured I'd pick us up something. This
is Goose Island.
This is Goose Island. The marketing jumped out at me. It's called the Neon Beer Hug, and it's got a bear with sunglasses on it. It's bright pink and blue and yellow and all kinds of funky colors. It's a 7.0. It's an IPA, comes in a 6-pack, about $12. It says an electric bouquet of tropical and citrus flavors. So that's all it says on here about the beer. I don't know anything about it. Didn't we do Goose Island recently? I think we did. Do you remember if we did a Goose Island?
Lost Palate was the last Goose Island we did.
Okay, so
I loved that beer. I thought that beer was Fantastic. Remember that was the mango
Yeah,
and
that
cinnamon?
was good.
Like that was a tasty beverage. Goose Island.
That was the one we talked about. The guy lost his sense of taste and smell or whatever. That was that one, right?
That's exactly right. The brewer lost it. Oh man, I'm catching shit over here. I shouldn't have said anything.
Who you taking pictures and sending to?
I had made the mistake of admitting something that I shouldn't have admitted.
To whom?
To one of my buddies.
Is this the Scandals guy?
Yes.
Okay. Can you talk about it?
No, I'm just about to get to. Well, yeah, I can. I was just invited to a big like happy hour thing. Like everyone was getting together
Tonight?
No, this is on Tuesday night, and I said I can't go, and I don't lie.
Yeah.
So I was like, yeah, I'm doing a cleanse, so I'm not eating or drinking, for the next like 3 days. And he's like,
That was this past Tuesday?
no, I start tomorrow morning.
Yeah. Yeah, you mentioned this a couple weeks ago.
So this happy hour is 2 days from now.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, oh, I can't go. I'm doing a cleanse. And he's like, you're kidding me, right? And I'm like, no. And he's like, well, headed back over to the group text now to let them know what bitch you are. And I'm like, damn it. So now I'm getting flamed now.
Yeah.
Not good.
Yeah, because that's why we couldn't record one of those days. We were going to try to record, and you were doing your, quarterly cleanse? Is that what you're doing with the wife?
So I'm getting flamed over here. Yeah, so she wants to do it quarterly, and we've got a big vacation coming up. And so she was like, I want to do this cleanse before we go on vacation, look all shredded, which doesn't really work for me.
Does it work for her like that?
Yeah.
She thinks it does?
Yeah, in her mind. So it's unfortunate.
Why can't she do it on her own? Why she got to drag you through the muck and the mire?
You got to wonder. You got to wonder why. I guess support.
Well, misery loves company. Is that what they say?
I think so. That's basically the gist of it.
Yeah.
I don't want to go down this road by myself. So I'm going to have you burn to the ground with me. Dude, this beer, this is the first thing I've smelled because I've been so congested.
Yeah.
I just cracked this.
You can smell it?
The whole room just reeks of hops. I don't know. What do you think? Is this?
It's potent, the smell. I haven't tasted it yet. Kind of scared to pull the trigger, honestly.
Oh, I don't think you should be.
After going Miller Lite, it's kind of going to be a flavor overload.
It's going to be a kick in the pants. There's no doubt about that.
The Neon Beer Hug. Here we go.
So this is the Goose Island Neon Beer Hug IPA. You know what it tastes a lot like? IPA.
It does have a strong IPA taste to it.
Very much so. Oh my God! Did you just drool on yourself? That's a bad drool.
Oh, it's the IPA aftertaste. It is strong in this one.
This is precisely what you don't like in an IPA.
Exactly.
I really like the front end of this one.
The front end is good.
It's all citrusy and like it's like flavorful and
Would you
juicy.
say it's an electric bouquet of tropical and citrus flavors? That's
sure,
what I would say.
Yeah, I would say that. And then it ends with like someone's dragging their foot across your
their gym sock after soccer day, after they just ran 2 or 3 miles up and down the pitch.
Yeah, that's about right. Little jockstrap action.
Yeah, a little sweat sock.
It's a tasty treat. It's got a lot going on.
Why do we still, or maybe it's just me, why do we still have trouble pulling the trigger on expensive beers in grocery stores, but you'll go to a bar and pay like $4.50 for a Miller Lite?
Oh, that's a good deal.
Yeah.
If it's under $5, I'm like, jackpot.
Yeah.
Isn't that horrible?
It's almost free.
Yeah, and then I look and I'm like, oh, what? A whole case of them for $20? Mm-hmm. That's like over $1 a beer.
Yeah. You buy these microbrews and you're like,
there's under $1 a beer.
$12 for a 6-pack? What a ripoff.
It is funny how we do that.
That's too rich for my blood.
Dude, so you're panning this beer, huh? Like just based on your face. I don't mean to like bury your... I know it takes you a couple sips.
You don't know what I'm doing.
I don't. But
I never know what I'm doing.
But I'm starting to think this beer is not as bad as that first sock on your tongue.
Well, the initial sip, obviously, when you're jumping to a microbrew from a macro brew, it's a big jump. It's going off a 35-foot, cliff. Like
This is.
you're not dipping your toe. You're jumping both feet in from a height. So
Yeah, this is starting to kind of furry up my mouth a little bit. Ooh,
But-
speaking of furries. No, I'm just kidding. There's no tie in there.
speaking of furries, it was Comic-Con this weekend. I went to the pub.
GalaxyCon.
Yeah, whatever.
Is what they call it here in town. Did you see anybody dressed up? Seriously.
I had my oldest son and his friend all day yesterday, and we went and watched a bunch of different baseball. We started out our morning at the local Little League watching some T-ballers that we know that live in the neighborhood. We knew 5 kids on this one T-ball team, so we watched them play, which was fun. Then in the afternoon, we rode out to Verona, watched an older kid we know who plays club level ball for ODU. And then when we were coming back through, we came back through the city, and it was beautiful. It was 5:00. I was like, and my son's buddy had never been to Penny Lane, so I was like, we gotta pop in Penny Lane. And when we were parking right there on Franklin.
Oh, yeah, because it's right by the convention center.
Yeah.
I guess that's where GalaxyCon
Wonder
is.
Woman was crossing the street, and then
Oh, how nice is that? Wonder Woman, that's a good one.
the character Wonder Woman.
Oh, it wasn't a good approximation of Wonder Woman? Because I've seen Wonder Woman in multiple movies and shows. Different people play. There's one consistent.
Wonder
Wonder
Woman.
Woman's gorgeous.
Yeah, the character Wonder Woman is something to lay your eyes on.
What would you say was the main difference between the lasso of truth?
Yes, definitely the lasso of truth. Also, maybe this was 2 Wonder Womans put together.
There it is. That's what I was wondering. I was wondering how much Comic-Con was creeping
Yeah.
in. Okay.
And we saw some Legend of Zelda characters. People were just wandering around dressed all funky like.
So not great.
No, not my bag. I've never been a comic geek. Even when I was a kid, I read Archie.
Yeah, I was a Calvin and Hobbes guy.
Yeah.
I would get the books and I would read them front to back.
Yeah.
Over and over and over. That was my go-to. But not like DC and Marvel.
I did like the superhero movies when they first started coming out, but now it's all that's coming out, and
Isn't that frustrating how it's really every movie's a superhero
it's
movie?
ridiculous, and you you really can't even keep up with them. I mean,
Here's the good news. You don't have to.
yeah. Well, I'm an adult
Yeah. Say you'll be fine.
now. Deadpool, hilarious.
Yes. I will give you that.
Those types are funny. I mean, really, the fact that he's a superhero is just kind of secondary to the fact that it's written hilariously. Ryan Reynolds is hilarious. You're gonna watch him do his deadpan shtick and laugh your balls off.
I wish I didn't like Ryan Reynolds as much as I do.
I know, right?
It's heartbreaking. I watched that stupid Free Guy movie the other day.
I haven't seen that yet. Is it good?
Yes.
I watched The Adam Project, which was the other day, which was really good. Have you heard about that one?
I haven't seen it, but
It's on Netflix or Hulu, one of the two.
it's heartbreaking. I'm like, fuck this guy.
I didn't like the movie with him and The Rock in it. I didn't think that was very good.
It wasn't bad
Red
though.
Notice or something?
Yeah, but it was a throwaway Netflix movie.
Yeah.
Which is every movie right now.
I loved him the second I saw him on Two Guys and a Girl in a Pizza Place. I was
I
like,
thought you were say 2 Girls, 1 Cup. I was like, I didn't even know he was in that.
oh, yeah, he was the cup. That's how good he is.
Wow. He kept a straight face through the whole thing.
You got to go way down his IMDb page and get to that one.
Yeah, that's the truth.
He's
Directed.
uncredited in the original.
It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. But it did take a lot of aviator gin before they could get to that point, Or aviator.
I think it's Aviator. I
Okay.
think you're right. Yeah, he's pretty good.
Yeah. He really kept a straight face despite all
Despite all that was
all
going
that
on.
feces. God. You see, that's all I go back to Ron Jeremy.
Yep.
He fucked it up, man.
He made those two girls do that thing to the cup.
That poor cup. It's unbelievable.
Oh man.
Oh, yeah.
That came out like right when the internet came out. Like that was like the first like
Yeah, if you haven't
it was
had
like the Faces of Death video. Like
if you haven't had a chance to check it out, go over to lemonparty.org and pull it up and you see that's the edited version, and that's probably what, if it's your first time, just go to lemonparty.org.
you like lemons and parties.
Yeah, go there. You'll see the edited version. You'll just get a quick breakdown of what it's about. You won't have to worry about it. Nothing offensive there. It's a .org.
So you know it's good.
Yeah, so you know it's safe because it's just an organization.
Just an organization.
Just a couple guys doing good stuff
Making the world a better place.
for free.
Oh.
What do you think of that beer, Troy?
Oh, we're doing a deli? Wait, what? Where am I?
Yeah.
Speaking of IMDb, did you I sent that link out to the group. There's a new podcast IMDb.
Well, it's not. It's been around. Podchaser.
I'd never heard of it. We're on there. Nobody's reviewed us.
No, and I tried to, and then it tried to make me sign up.
Yeah, it makes you sign up.
And I was like, bridge too far.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then we'll yell at the listeners. I can't believe you guys haven't done it. I literally went there and was like I have time for this.
Well, yeah, but to review our podcast on Spotify or
You're already
there. Like,
I agree, Troy.
speaking of pissed off for having to sign up crap. So my oldest kid came home from middle school the other day, and they're doing yet another fundraiser at school, and they've done this in the past where now they're asking for people's email addresses and stuff.
Yeah, and then you get hit up for all the other stuff.
Yes, they literally, our school system here where we live is like asking for the students to give 10 email addresses of friends and family.
And the kids are like, of course.
So my son, the first time it came, and when they asked for that, they go, we won't do anything with this. We won't sell your info. You're safe with us. Well, the first time they did this, it ended up coming out that they were selling the info, and they had to send like another.
Are you serious?
Yeah. They like sent another email out apologizing. Well, they did it again. Another company was doing it. So it was in my kid's band class, and they had this dude show up, and he's like, I'm with this, organization, and we all know organizations are good. We were just talking about one. And my son was
I was like, what organization? Oh, Lemon Party.
So my son was like, he had heard us talking. He knew like he didn't want to give out a bunch of emails, which in his defense, he doesn't know anyone's email. He's in the 6th grade. Why would he know he's not an email guy.
My daughter had mine.
Yeah.
And so all of a sudden I get this like email, and it's like, I need a donation. I hit her up. I gave her $50.
So
was yours for choir?
I don't even know what it was for.
Mine was for choir. Which I happen as a reformed madrigal.
Yeah, that's right.
The
That's your
least I could
wheelhouse,
do. Yeah, I was like, ooh, choir, absolutely.
You're a lover of the arts. So my son, the guy was getting on my son because he wouldn't fill it out. Like kind of getting on his ass. Like, you need to fill this out. I know you think you're too cool, and
Ew, that's not the approach.
Yeah. My son excused himself from class and went to the guidance counselor to voice his opinion.
It's like, this son of a bitch is pushing me.
He's like, I don't feel comfortable doing this.
And he shouldn't.
No.
I mean, you're either comfortable or you're not comfortable.
Yeah.
It's real black and white.
And if one kid doesn't fill it out, why do you care, dude? Oh, other than you want all the information, because he's probably getting kickback for every email address he gets.
Well, he just knows he has to hit a
He's
number.
a quote. Yeah,
he has a quota.
Yeah.
That's all it is. He has a quota. And that kid
Or he's on commission.
I don't think there's I mean, I would like to think it's not as sinister as he's getting a kickback.
But what's the difference between a quota and a kickback? I mean,
so when you're in the teacher's lounge and you're sitting there drinking a Coke, smoking a cigarette, you're not getting your balls busted because you didn't hit your quota and everyone else did.
Or you get fired. I mean, it has to do with your job, your livelihood.
Dude. Yeah. Fire a dude for not hitting his quota on harassing kids. I'll stand up for that dude. You know what I mean? I'd be like, nah, that's bullshit.
Dude, they're always hitting us up. It's crazy the amount of hitting us up.
This beer.
Oh, we're doing deli?
This beer is more effective than allergy medicine.
You feeling better? 7%. Oh, it's clearing you up. Yeah.
Seriously. Like I said, when you cracked it, I smelled it. I was like, ooh, I can smell that through my congestion. And now I'm like, this is like, it's like dropping like a bath bomb.
Nice.
Like this is bath bomb, whatever.
Bath bomb, yeah. You're right.
We don't have a tub anymore, so I'm not allowed to.
I don't have a tub?
No, the kids do.
Yeah.
We had to take out the tub.
When you renovated the...
So I got in the tub. I was feeling sick when we first moved into the house, and I threw my ass, 220 pounds of man just dropped in a tub, and I overflowed the tub.
I know.
And then it
came down through
and so my wife's in the kitchen, and it's like dripping through the ceiling. And she's like, "What's happening? We've got a leak." And I'm like, "A leak?" I'm like, "Oh, curses. I feel so bad. I'm in this." and she comes running up and she's like, "There's water everywhere." And I was like, "Well, I'm a big guy." And I was playing with my ducky and like it made a mess. So my mom. Yeah.
Uh-oh.
You know what? In this instance, it's kind of like my mom. She was like, "We're getting rid of the tub, going full shower." As soon as we did the reno, I was like, "No, we need like a big claw tub." She was like, "Until they make a tub big enough for your ass to go thumping around like you do, no tub." So no tub.
Yeah, my kids have a standard shower / tub, and I've gotten in it once. Same result. Push out all the water. Everything from my belly button up's out of the water. My knees are out of the water. Like
it's
40% of me is underwater.
Literally, my ass and balls are like nice and warm.
Yeah, and
your
your feet.
Everything else is cold. Yeah, my feet. That's about it.
Yeah.
Up to my belly button.
Yep.
Everything else is just sitting above it.
And I love taking baths. I really do.
They don't make I need a man tub.
When my in-laws had timeshares, everywhere we would go almost everywhere we go would have the oversized hot
You ever seen them
tub.
big Japanese soaking tubs?
Yes.
They're like super tall.
Yeah.
And like they're not as long.
Now they're old people
tall.
tubs.
Yeah, you just sit in it.
Yeah, it has a bench and
It's got a door.
Yeah,
that, That's what I'm talking about,
That's
dude.
what I want.
A Japanese soaking tub and just sit there. Like if I'm going to Whitney Houston die, I want to do it in a Japanese soaking tub.
I would love that. But those big jet tubs take up so much room.
Oh yeah, I don't make enough money to have one.
Yeah.
Because that would require
Well,
more
those soaking
space.
tubs don't take up any more room.
No, they're the shit.
But the big ones, you would need to expand your damn bathroom.
Yeah.
And then everyone I know that has one says they never use them.
No, of course not. But
Takes an hour to fill.
Today?
Today would have been the day.
Because I was feeling shitty. I would have sat in there and been like, I feel better.
That's why I'd love a hot tub.
But instead, I just continued to sand a table, rebuilt a greenhouse. I was working all day outside,
You loved that
outside.
greenhouse when you got it. That thing's a turd, huh?
Oh, I think I figured it out. It kept getting blown over.
Yeah, it weighs, it's like paper mache.
Yeah, it's horrible, dude. It's made out of balsa wood. It just picks up and flies around the yard.
You could pick it up with one hand, over your head.
I rigged up a bunch of brackets on it now, and I have tent stakes in the ground. If it blows over now, I can't fix
It'll
it.
probably snap.
Oh, it might. I mean, there's a lot of, but either way, I got in there. I got it going good, and literally, it's just a basil plant.
Yeah, when we had the timeshares, man, every night I'd fill that big ass tub up and sit in and read a book, and my wife would just be like, "What are you doing?" I was like, "This is me,
Man stuff. Calgon, take me away."
Give me a beer, a book, and let me just soak in this hot tub for a while."
Yeah, could be worse.
Yeah.
So, what do you think of this beer?
Oh, we're doing a deli. This beer's growing on me.
I actually, so that's why I want you to go, because I'm not going to pan it.
I'm halfway through, and I definitely have the IPA mouth,
But not a bad one.
It's not a bad one. It's not to the point where I wouldn't want to talk to someone in a closed setting.
That is the worst IPA mouth.
Yes.
When you're they're going to think I just smoked a joint.
Yep.
My mouth just stinks.
Yeah. When they're going to be turning away from me as I'm trying to talk to them.
Yeah. Where are you going? We can't make out if we don't finish this conversation.
Now, the first sip, as we were talking about earlier, jumping from the light beer from Miller to this was whoa. But as you continue to sip on it, settles in, and the front of this beer's good.
The front's fantastic.
Front's really good.
The back is where all the negotiations are going to occur.
But to me, that's what IPA does, right? You're trying to, a lot of them have good fronts and bad backs. You're not trying to get a good back end. You're trying to get a
Clean.
tolerable back end.
Yeah.
And
Cleaner the better.
And this falls into that category. How high do I want to put it? That's the question. How much do I like the front end? It's good. It's above average.
For a 7%er, it's
not
way above average for a 7%er.
It doesn't taste boozy. Does it feel boozy?
Yeah, I feel better.
Okay.
No, like I just feel
Yeah.
alive, which means tomorrow will suck. Great.
Tomorrow will suck. It's a Monday.
Always does.
Yeah. I'm in the once again, I feel like we've been here a lot. I'm in between.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm steady Eddie. I got an answer.
I'm a round down. I'm a down rounder. I'm gonna round down because I can't give it a 3.5. Can't give it a 3.
Oh, I know you can't because of that back end.
That back end it's tolerable, but it's still a little bit dry, a little bit funky. So I'm gonna go again. Like to do a 3.25. We're gonna go 3.
I'm gonna go 3.5.
Yep,
Because
that's where I thought you were gonna go.
Yeah, because I can't go 4
Yeah,
for the same reasons. But for a 7% alcohol IPA, this is a beaut. Like as far as the front end,
yeah.
really, really good. I like the citrusy, but it's not immediately identifiable as like just a Citra hop.
It says
type.
tropical and Citra, and you're right. It's not like blast of orange, blast of lemon, blast of lime. Like it's all the fruits with citrus.
It's a nice mix of all that. So I really dig it. I don't like that. I can taste that hops on my breath.
Yeah.
And that's the only reason it's not a 4, because if it ended clean but had all that flavor, then that's an award winner.
Yeah.
But that's a 3.5.
I'd recommend it.
Yeah, the Goose Island Neon Beer Hug. Look, it doesn't do anything different than 7 IPAs you can get within 3 miles of your house right now. it's just a good IPA.
But we tend to. This would be a high ranking IPA.
Sure. I like this beer a lot.
It's a 3.25.
If someone handed me this, I'd be like, hell yeah, that's a great tasting beer.
Mm-hmm.
It just, my breath's a little more dank than
I'm just going to back up 1.5 feet.
That's it. That's it. Oh, dude, speaking of backing up 1.5 feet, I got the new Solo Stove heat deflector.
I just happened to tee that up for you. That was not planned at all.
As soon as you said that, I go, oh, man, we should talk about that heat deflector.
I saw it when I walked up. I want to know how.
Looks like a UFO lands right on top of the Solo Stove there.
Looks weird.
It does look weird.
It doesn't, you know what? It messes the look up.
That's actually my biggest complaint.
Yeah.
The best part about a Solo Stove. Okay, let's take a step back. The biggest complaint people have about the Solo Stoves and all of these smokeless fires.
Well, the first big complaint is the price.
Yeah, but
it's pressed stainless steel. Like, I know it's engineered, but it's not.
Once you own a Solo Stove, though, you've already gotten past the price one.
True.
That's no longer.
And you're never gonna. No one's gonna admit it's not worth the price. I've yet to get one person to say it's not worth the price.
The price is a problem for people who don't buy them.
For poor folk,
because it's just they go, that's an exorbitant amount of money. Why would I spend that? And that's a perfectly valid argument. But the day that you decide I'm going to buy a Solo Stove, you've already gotten rid of the price concern.
Yep.
You've moved on.
Yeah, it's like buying a Mercedes. You're not like, totally buy one, but they're expensive.
Yeah. So now I've got the Solo Stove, and the problem with it is that
You've got 2 Solo Stoves.
The heat starts at the top.
Yep.
And then goes up, right up.
Some of it radiate. I mean, it is all stainless steel, so some of it radiates, but like not comfortably.
But your feet are cold while your chest is hot.
And if you're sitting, you're not.
And so they've been making aftermarket heat deflectors.
Is that an aftermarket one?
No, that's the official Solo Stove.
So someone was making aftermarket before Solo Stove got in the game. Some genius and saw the Solo Stove and was like, I can make this better.
Yeah, think of like legs on the top of your stove with a trash can lid that just radiates heat out.
You know what they make for him? My buddy, listener Billy has, and he's got a big concrete pad. They make a stand with wheels on it.
I've seen that.
Which is genius.
Basically, it's just a
trash can.
Correct. Yep.
Trash can holder.
Yeah, that's all it is.
But that's another problem with Solo Stove is the way they're designed with the clean look. Once that thing's fired up, you can't touch it for 24 hours.
Yeah, I mean, there's hours for sure. Yes, where you're like, that's really, really hot.
Yeah. Like, you can't go, oh, shit, I should have lit it up on the other side of the yard. Like,
no, once you light it, It's there till
there.
it's there till 6 hours after it's done being lit.
Where a lot of fire pits have handles, wood
Yeah.
handles, and you can
No,
move
the
them
Solo
around.
Stove's got its, but the biggest problem has been the way heat doesn't get to your feet. So they created their own heat deflector, and I got on the pre-order right away. I only saw 2 nerds get it before me.
Oh, wow.
In like Facebook chat, like message groups where they're like, I got mine. And I was like, what? I jumped on that right away. And then like I was like the third person at least I saw. I didn't post because that's lame.
Yeah.
And I was like, hell yeah. So I tried it this weekend, had it all set up. And the first thing I noticed.
I see a problem with it that I want to talk to you about if you don't bring it up. So
the beauty of the Solo Stove is looking in at all of that secondary burn, that heat ripping up out of the holes.
Yeah.
It looks so cool. Well, now you got this thing up there and you can't stare at the fire the same way.
So to tell listeners, if the Solo Stove is 24 inches across, 36 inches across, the heat shield is 8-10 inches above it, but it's 50% bigger than the actual stove. Like it overhangs it all the way around to help absorb the heat and then push that heat out.
That's about right.
So you can't see into it now.
Well, there's holes in the top because you have to let the flame get through. So you can kind of see it, but it's kind of like
it's
not the same.
When the Solo Stove is firing on all cylinders, it's, again, to go back to Reddit, it's like oddly satisfying where you're just like, it's mesmerizing to look in it and see those flames kicking out the afterburner and burning that secondary smoke. And it's just like, it almost looks like water. It's like flowing and like going up and down and dancing. It's just like real crazy looking.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, it took some of that away. But it definitely cranks heat out.
Does it?
Like, I was able to step back like 4 feet. Usually you're right over it.
Yeah.
Like a bunch of homeless people.
Yeah.
Like,
you literally stand around the standard Solo Stove, like, close your eyes and picture of any movie where the homeless folk are standing around the 55-gallon drum. That's what you look like.
That's exactly right.
Except it's the most beautiful 55-gallon drum
That's the one.
you've ever seen. That's cut in half.
So we're backed up and like feeling it 4 feet out.
Yeah.
That was really nice.
4 feet out.
Yeah, you're like at least 4 feet out from it and you're
Nice.
still feeling the heat. Now it's more difficult to poke the wood.
Yeah.
Because you're kind of shimmying through the side.
Another favorite of Brendan's.
All I ever
Fucking
do is
with the
sit there,
wood
just
in the
constantly
Solo Stove?
poke it, poke. That's what I do.
You don't have to, but that's your thing.
No, it's just I'm ADD, so I can't look at all that excitement and not want to be in it.
Yeah. You got to play a part.
So those are the only 2 things. But as far as is it doing its job with the heat? You're damn right it is. It's doing a really good job with the heat. So what was the thing that you saw immediately? Because I doubt I touched on it.
You did not, but you danced around it. Wood.
Yeah, it's hard to get the wood in.
Okay. Yeah, that's what it looks. It looks hard to get in because usually you can just drop it in, easy peasy. Now you got to like insert it, slide it, hope it gets all the way in. But now with that heat shield, it's radiating more heat, so it's hotter as you're trying to put your hand in there to load the wood.
I burnt my hand one time. I was coming in because I'm coming in from the side with the wood.
Yeah.
And as I was coming out, I touched the heat shield and just boom, just immediately singed the finger.
Well, and people that don't know, like, if you have a standard fire pit, they get hot, right? Yes, there's fire.
That's their job.
But the Solo Stove gets extremely hot. Like, my wood stove gets extremely hot. And when you open the front of that wood stove, kind of like the Solo Stove, like, you don't have to touch a flame for the heat to singe you, to burn you. So with that shield right above your hand, as hot as that thing gets, you can fry an egg on it, and you're putting your hand right up next to it. Like,
yeah, it's a little
shady, a little sketchy.
It's a problem, but if you're like sitting down, this fixes it for sure. And the fact that it's so low,
does it sit on there?
Yeah, it's got little legs.
Bolt?
Those legs that just
can you knock it off accidentally?
It would take a pretty substantial knock, but yeah, the amount of beers we drink, sure. I can see that.
Like you're loading a piece of wood and like
you hit it just
ram
right.
it, yeah.
Sure. But like just from the side, it's got enough traction.
Now, here's the question. The Solo stove, hella expensive.
Oh,
the
yeah.
Tools, hella everything.
Oh, yeah.
It's like a Yeti. It's got Solo on it.
Yep.
So tell me the off-brand. And did you know anything about the off? Is the off-brand good? Does it work well? Is it
Yeah, they sit higher,
nice?
and so they're easier to get stuff in.
But the higher it sits, the less.
Exactly.
The
So Solo
less
stove
hot,
was like,
yeah.
we want to go as low as possible, so it starts radiating down here.
Yeah. Well, and it takes on more heat. It's
It
like
makes
holding
more
your hand
sense.
6 inches above a
Because
candle.
my flames are coming through the holes in it. So it's
So what's the off-brand one cost?
honestly there's no real price difference.
Okay. Really?
Yeah. Because these dudes who make the other ones, they have to put holes in it for fire. So they're like, what logo do you want?
Ah.
So they'll do like custom cuts into the wood.
So is there like a? I didn't look at it.
Yeah, there's just holes in it.
I know, but like, does it say Solo stove in the holes or something? Is it like some fancy?
No. This is designed where it's got like the other ones are just flat across. This has like a conical shape
Yeah.
coming down, so the heat comes up
Like
and
a
goes
funnel.
around. Yeah, this is more engineered.
So what's this thing run you?
A lot.
$250?
I think it was less than 2, but not by much.
So $189
Somewhere in there. Yeah, it's a huge expense for.
But like you said, if you're going to buy the Solo stove, who gives a shit? And honestly, if you're going to buy the Solo stove, you're going to need this thing. If you plan on sitting around it. Now, if you just want the Solo stove to look pretty, knock yourself out.
Yeah, no, I thought I needed it.
Because a lot of people do that. A lot of people sit outside with a fire pit. It could be 55. They just want the fire pit, you know?
Yeah, and
It's not a heat source. It's more of a...
Solo stove's great for that.
Yeah.
But if I'm going to be sitting around it in an Adirondack chair, my feet are going to be cold. I'm not going to have enough heat.
Dude, I came here today and got out. It was windy as hell. I got out of my car at the Publix. Phone said it was 58 degrees. I would have bet 37.
Dude,
it was so cold.
I'm with you. I've been miserable today because I looked at the temp and I go, cool, I can do all the projects outside. I was like, I'm freezing.
Yeah.
Like, this is horrible.
Brutal.
And yet still just enough bullshit in the air to keep me stopped up.
You'd think all the rain
Living
we
the
got
dream.
would have crushed it all.
Yeah, you would think. Well, maybe.
Maybe the next rain will crush it
I
for
feel
you.
a little better right now, but I'm kind of blaming the neon,
You need a second one.
the neon beer. No, I do have to work.
Oh, the can says 10,000 volts of flavor on it.
Yeah.
Born in Chicago. Now I know why.
Yeah,
fucking
you get
love
it.
Goose Island.
Yeah, dude. The 312. That's the area code.
1988.
It's the good stuff.
Um,
You know who they were bought by, though? It's another Ambev purchase.
Yeah.
That's why you're seeing Goose Island everywhere.
You know, we talked about that years ago when all that went down. They've stuck to their guns, right? Like, it's not affecting the products.
Hell no.
Yeah.
All they're doing is giving them better distribution and better production capabilities.
Finally, somebody came in, some corporate came in and go, let's just let you do what you do.
Yeah, Ambev has not been bad about
Yeah.
this. They just said, I'm sick of you making money without me getting a
Yeah.
taste. You keep doing you. Here's a bunch of money.
They're the sharks of Shark Tank. They're like,
Yeah.
you have a good product. You're selling to X, Y, and Z.
But it's precisely the way it should be done.
We can sell to A through Z, not just X, Y, and Z. We can sell to everybody.
Yeah, I think it's a good thing.
I think it's a good thing. Because
Every time I hear a brewery that I love gets bought out by Ambev, I'm like, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Wouldn't bother me.
We still have stupid blue laws that like only certain distributors move certain product, and you can't sell in certain states, and you can't sell on the other side of the Mississippi. Like, what year is it again?
That's because the distribution mafia, that's a whole other thing. Well, all right. So here's a corporate mafia got broken up. This one by a real mafia. So you heard about how in Russia, McDonald's was like, we're shuttering all the McDonald's in Russia because you invaded Ukraine. Have you heard this?
I did, yeah.
So they have like just shy of 750 McDonald's across Russia.
And I'm assuming they're big over there.
Oh yeah, yeah. They're huge. I mean, people love them.
America.
So McDonald's came in and said, no, if you're going to be dicks,
You don't get our delicious chicken McNuggets.
we're not doing it anymore because you're being assholes and we're not going to serve you people.
And they can do that because even though an owner owns it, they own distribution. They will prevent the product from getting to the owner.
Absolutely, because all of that meat comes from the same place,
Yeah.
all the stuff, so they're like, nope. So Russia now has like,
Because that's the way franchises work. Like an owner can own one, but you still have to play by.
you got to play by the rules.
You got to play by the rules.
You're
yeah.
using that distribution.
their name, their stuff. Like
You're
you
running
can't-
that special.
You can't buy McDonald's and sell your own burgers. You're buying
No.
their burgers.
Well, you couldn't.
Oh no!
So Russia just had all of theirs shuttered.
They're like, we'll find grade E meat somewhere else and we'll get it done.
So Russia's now under all these sanctions, right?
Yeah.
And McDonald's just pulled out, and there's all these things going on that we're trying to do to shut down Russia, like
Yeah.
squeeze them into backing out.
By not going to war, we're trying to like.
We're going to squeeze them in the way that we do as Americans. Corporate cancel culture.
Yeah.
So McDonald's is like, we're going to cancel you. So we just did
Which
this.
is bad. Like normally corporations are like, you're doing fucked up stuff. You're paying us though still, right?
We don't care.
Yeah, let's
We're
move
for
along.
profit.
Like, I'm not in the politics game. Corporations are usually Michael Jordan saying Republicans buy sneakers. I ain't getting on one side. Like, keep feeding
So
me the money, and you can keep doing it.
This weekend, the Russian government
Oh,
moved in on all the McDonald's across the country, took the Golden Arches M and turned it on its side on all the locations, which in the Russian alphabet is a B.
gotcha.
So we just went from an M that doesn't exist or maybe it exists in the Russian alphabet. They turned it on its side. It's now a B. They changed the name to like Uncle something or Auntie something.
Oh, I think I saw something where it was like somebody was saying like they were selling like not Big Macs or something like weird like that.
Literally, the menu's the same. And then the Russian government came in and went to all the farmers in the area.
So I guess you can't literally leave the logo the same and all that because
you can't do anything to them, though. You don't own them, but it's Russia.
well, you own the franchise, but like legally the lawyers could come after you, right? Because you're saying,
Oh, this is a straight in the face. This is a legal case. Like, this is a problem. You cannot do what they're doing. But the government's
even
like,
the way they're doing it, they're still doing it illegally.
hell yeah.
Okay.
Trademark laws. No, this is bad. But Russia
But the
was like,
government's involved.
the government's like, you know what? You're going to fuck our people? Fuck you. They went in, they turned all the signs on the side. They went to all of the local farmers and all that stuff because now they can't get meat coming in. They can't get anything. So they were like, y'all just got the auntie whatever account. And they're sourcing all this stuff. The only change on the menu, prices went down.
Oh my gosh.
Prices just dropped. They're
That
still making Big
As
Macs
cheap as they already are, you undercut the
because it's
freaking
not having to be
McDonald's?
shipped in anymore. So
That
they're
makes
like,
sense.
you just sanctioned us 6
I
ways
often
to
wonder how
Sunday.
that works. Where like it's cheaper to buy something. I mean, obviously labor laws and all that, but like it's still crazy to think it's cheaper than an already cheap product.
Super cheap product. Like, I'm always like, I can't believe we can sell that for that. You
Yeah.
know?
You can beat 99 cents?
Yeah.
Like, how is that possible?
Yeah. 75 cents, motherfucker. Enjoy your
That
quarter
is
pounder.
wild.
So they just turned it on its side, went right in the face of McDonald's. They're like, you screw us, we screw you. So now they're using the restaurants that are kind of owned by McDonald's or the franchisees, but
Yeah.
McDonald's has some ownership. They're like, you cut us off. You're no longer involved.
You think they're not kicking any money back to the corporation?
No, I don't. Because there's no reason to.
Yeah.
Except for the fact that McDonald's has part ownership of that real estate, which the government could say, nope, that lease is no longer valid. I'm just giving it to
Yeah,
Boris.
because that's how McDonald's got big. They got into the real estate
Real
game.
estate game. It's a whole play. So the whole Russian government just stepped in and said, you know what? Screw you.
Who do you put your money on, the Russian government or the McDonald's corporation?
I can't wait to see how this plays out.
I put my money on McDonald's corporation.
Over time.
Yeah.
But right now, if McDonald's refuses to even be in there, okay, here
Well,
we go.
and the Russian loyalist might say, be not brand loyal, but they'll get the Russian pride and go, oh, you're trying to screw our franchise owners. We're going to buy more of your product.
I didn't like it when it was an American company. Anyway.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, this is a very interesting development. I understand there's much bigger fish to fry.
Well, obviously,
You know,
we
there's-
can't solve those problems.
No, there's a Ukrainian.
We're solving first world problems.
Yeah, and this is a first world
Yeah.
problem that Russia just got first worlded on. They were
What-
like, we just lost our McDonald's?
What fast food chains are affected by? That's our purview, right?
Yeah, so like, I understand there's bigger things we should be talking about,
Yeah.
but we're not. We're talking about the fact that they just
We
got
stay in our lane.
they got their first world restaurant taken away, and the government stepped in and said, "Don't worry, everybody. Now the M's on its side, same M,
Yeah.
and it costs a little less. So come on back in, get your Big Macs, get your quarter pounders."
Did you see products like Stoli are taking a hit because
Yeah, we're not putting them on the shelves.
but they're not Russian. There's nothing Russian about it.
Stolichnaya sounds Russian.
It's a Russian name, but it's made like somewhere else.
Shut the front door.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. And they're like, hey guys, hey, whoa, I know we've been, and their whole brand was,
It's
the whole
got
bra-
the freaking. It's got Russia on the label.
the whole brand of that is, Russia makes good vodka, so that's what we're banking under, but they're not. But think of all the beers, and I mean, how many products do that? You think it's from this country just because it's got the label and the look, but it's not.
Yeah, and
happens a lot.
That happens a ton.
Yeah.
Happens a ton. That's a good. I honestly assumed Stoli was Russian.
Yep.
It's not.
It's not.
So
I wish
what-
Stu was here to look it up. I don't know. I can't remember where it's from, but
It was absolute Russian.
I just remember Stoli being one.
Smirnoff has to be right.
I don't know.
Now you're going to tell me the only one that's Russian is Tito's.
That's definitely American.
Yeah, that's what I
Tejas.
thought. But
Yeah,
now if you're
yeah.
going to tell me Stoli's not Russian, then maybe
Yeah.
maybe Tito's is Russian.
Maybe, yeah. It could be out of Texas, owned by a Russian. Who knows?
Yeah, Texas, Russia is a very nice place. Very nice place.
I like this. There's a Richmond, California. Like
They're everywhere.
it's from Texas, Russia.
Yeah, Asterix.
There's a Texas, Russia.
Why shouldn't there?
Yeah.
Oh, that's crazy. Oh yeah. So let's see how this shakes out though, because
Interesting.
quarter pounders just went down in price, and the B's it's a B now.
How often do you eat McDonald's?
Not enough. I say that out of respect for McDonald's. Not enough. Like my wife is anti-McDonald's, so my kids have been raised to be anti-McDonald's, but they also recognize that McDonald's is tasty as shit, and so like,
I mean, like I would almost always go to somewhere else.
well, when we're on a road trip, that's when the girls, like, if my wife's not around, they're like, hey dad, let's get them Happy Meal.
My mom will take my kids to McDonald's multiple times in a day. And I'm like, we don't even eat McDonald's in this house. Like, not to say we're healthy eaters, but like where we live,
You
there's
can
like,
do better.
yeah, like where we live, there's like Arby's and Wendy's and Chipotle's and like
Five Guys.
Habit, which is an amazing burger place. Like there's other fast food that's better.
Taco Bell.
No, I'm not a Taco Bell guy.
Where is Ely when I need him?
Yep.
He'd back me
That's
up.
the number one with a bullet, right?
He'd back me up on that, man. Taco Bell's a tasty treat.
You eat Taco Bell a lot?
No,
No.
I don't eat fast food a lot, unless you consider Sheets fast food,
Yeah.
which it is.
Good.
I like a touch screen. I like to not interact with human.
I've changed my way on Sheets.
Sheets is great.
Oh, speaking of touchscreen and Sheets, took the boys. We had a late night game Friday. Took the boys to Sheets afterwards. Standing in line like a knucklehead. Some asshole was taking forever with the one cashier working. And I've been in our Sheets a million times. Have you been in the past? I don't know when they did this. Have you been in recently?
I mean, I would think so.
Have you noticed what they've changed? So there's used to be 2, maybe 3 cashier.
Correct.
There's 1 or maybe 2. There's 2 touchscreens up there now.
Oh, that's not good. Now I got to have jackasses up there.
Well, I'm standing in line waiting on the dude, and some jackass customers like back and forth and with this motherfucker, and I'm like, "Come on, man! I'm trying to get out of here." Then like I look to the left, like a minute and a half, 2 minutes later, and I'm like, "Oh, there's 2 touchscreens right here." So like we had bought some Gatorades and I had to pay for the food that the boys ordered. Just went up, scanned it, and paid for it. So
You
don't
mean
have to-
it's a self check?
Yes, I'm sorry. What did I say?
You said touchscreen. I was thinking
Oh,
just
no,
another
no.
ordering portal, and I'm like, I don't want that backed up.
No,
when I'm
there's
trying to pay.
still the touch screens where you order your food, and then I'm sorry, there's 2 self checkouts
in
now.
a convenience store.
Yes, so you don't have to talk to anyone.
What could go wrong? Kids are going to be stealing gum in a whole different. This
Well,
opens up.
but that doesn't change. Why would that change? If you were going to steal something,
I know, but now you can go up there and ring up a couple things and just not ring up another.
same. That's how you would steal gum anyway, right?
I would never steal gum.
I know, but like if you wanted to steal something and pay for one thing, you could do that. You could slide in your pocket and
I guess that's
out.
true. It doesn't really change
Yeah.
anything. A shit sticks.
Or you could just walk out with it, not even walk to the front.
a piece of shit's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
Interesting.
I'm always curious as to how much of that food gets stolen because a lot of them don't. There's so many empty, made to order type places now. Just walk up and grab a bag of food.
Oh, especially with this day and age where now
Where
you can
people
walk
are-
into most places and there's like app orders,
Yeah.
online orders, and they're just sitting in bags.
Yeah, we went to a Jersey Mike's in Bon Air the other day, and it was
There's always a whole
there's
section.
always a whole section.
Yeah, you
of
can just
people.
walk up and be like, George.
Yeah, Mike
There it
or
is.
some standard name,
Yeah.
Smith.
That's
Bang.
it.
Or
Boom.
don't say anything. Grab a bag of food and walk out. Well, who's going to stop you?
When the pandemic first started and like you would go to Best Buy and you weren't allowed to go into Best Buy.
Mm-hmm.
You would have to show up and you would just say your last name and what you got. And when I saw how like I rolled up and I gave my last name, I was like webcam. They brought it out. And so I was like I was telling my girls, I was like, hey, let's go back around the parking lot and come back up here and say Smith TV.
Yeah.
I was like, every day we should just come up here and say Smith TV, and one day we're gonna get
'cause
bitchin' TV.
If they tell you no, it'd be like, I sent it to the other one.
Oh yeah, it's on the other side of town.
Yeah.
My bad. And they were laughing. They were like, do it. They were like, do it, Dad, do it. I was like, I can't. But I was like, the concept is hilarious. 'Cause
Yeah.
as this new world opened up, like there were loopholes everywhere.
Yeah.
Smith, HD TV.
I went in there to pick something up once. My wife had ordered something from Amazon, and she was like, "Oh, they shipped it to Best Buy." And I walked in that place. It's basically an Amazon warehouse.
They have a whole
now.
area now.
Yeah, like half the store.
It's wild.
Yeah,
Amazon owns, which is good for Best Buy though. They were like, hey,
because they were dying on the vine, right?
So let some of that Amazon stuff show up here. At least you get to walk in and go, crap, I didn't know I need an SD card. And then they go get the SD.
The last time I tried to buy something from Amazon was one year for Christmas. I tried to buy my wife a whole projection screen outdoor theater setup. And I went in there and they had like 5 or 6 different projectors and they were hundreds of dollars and 1 or 2 screens, and boom, it was a ton of money. Yeah. And I was like, what is going on? And I was going to buy like everything I needed, the tripod, the backpack. Like I was getting the whole setup. I went online and got all of it for less than like the one projector that they had at
That's
Best
the
Buy.
problem.
And I was like, that's not good.
No, but now they match it.
Yeah, but that's still another. I don't want to have to do that.
No, I'd rather just get it, especially because it's going to be here in 2 days. So,
Well, we've talked about. I'm not a haggle guy. Like,
no,
I don't want I want you to give me your best deal from jump. If I don't like it, I'll move along. But I have come around on Sheets. I once said Sheets was the white trash Wawa.
Yeah, you used to dog me about my Sheets orders.
I think Sheets is better than Wawa.
There we go. The only thing Wawa has is roast beef.
I can live without that.
Yeah, but when I want roast beef, I go to Wawa.
Sheets has more food, better food.
If you know how to work your way through their menu, they have more options.
Yes.
And you don't realize that, but like, say you just want like a bowl of eggs. Like my wife's like low carb, right? And so she's like, oh yeah, I just wish they had like a big bowl of eggs, but all the platters of like bread and all this nonsense. And I was like, yeah, because you're doing it wrong. Order a burrito, hold the tortilla,
Yeah.
and now you can just fill that whole damn thing up, and they'll just serve it to you in a bowl. And she's like, really? I was like, yeah, but if you don't know your way around the menu, I will literally go in Sheets sometimes if I have time, and I'll click on every section
And
just
go deep into it.
and just start moving through it until I'm like, didn't know you could do that.
Yeah.
And like good to know. I can hack the shit. I can get you anything you want out of a Sheets.
And Wawa got rid of my favorite thing they had, those little breakfast sandwiches that had the waffles as the buns.
Oh, yep.
Those things were money.
See? Fuck them.
I'm not a Wawa guy. I will go past the Wawa to get to a Sheets now.
Yeah. Everyone but Helen Keller. That was her one. Do you ever hear that?
No.
Helen Keller's favorite gas station? Wawa.
Not 7-Eleven?
No. Because her first word was Wawa, like water. You know?
Oh, was that her first single word?
Yeah, they were putting her hand under the...
Yeah.
So that was always the old joke. Helen Keller jokes. Those don't get play.
No.
But yeah, that was always the joke. Like Helen Keller's favorite gas station is Wawa. This is her first word. Like she loves that
Going to
place.
hell.
Fuck that.
She's probably never been to a Wawa.
That's unfortunate. She called it by name.
How do we live without Sheetz and Wawa? Honestly, like, it's
dinner.
It's crazy to think like the best offering was that shitty like 4-day-old hot dog at a 7-Eleven.
Oh, look at this. The new board. When I'm trying to play the background music in the background, it's slamming over here in my...
I don't hear it.
No, you don't. But that means my master file has it just horribly.
So...
See, now I can dial it in. No, it's fine for the main file.
Oh, okay.
I'm learning this board.
It's a beautiful board. Thanks again, listeners.
Yeah, thank you guys. If you want to jump in and help
you
support
almost
the
covered
board,
the entire cost of it.
Almost. I only had to come out of pocket a bunch.
Yeah.
If you do want to send money, you can always do so at Venmo at Inside the Pallet House.
Inside the Pallet House on Venmo.
I'm learning it because of how much hassle you and I went through to get the money over to my account.
Nightmare.
It worked.
Nothing ever goes easy.
If you haven't had a chance to send us topics, please do so at InsideThePalletHouse@gmail.com, or you can always find us on Facebook or Instagram and Twitter at ITPH Podcast. We'd love to hear what you're talking about, what you're thinking about, what you want us to talk about. We'd be glad to do so. If you haven't had a chance to get a mortgage, well, you probably missed it. But if you're buying a new home, you're still going to need it. And I promise you, Jimmy over at Screen Door Mortgage will take care of you.
You're buying a new home right now. You're going to need a second job.
Yeah, well, you're going to need a pre-approval.
Yeah.
Or they're not going to take it seriously. So head over to Screen Door Mortgage and Jimmy will take care of you. If you haven't had a chance to pick up sunglasses, I heard the Bowflex code was stopped working, so I need to holler at Sean.
Yeah, we need to fix that.
But it's still the best deal going in
it's
sunglasses
sunglass
today.
season.
That's the truth. I will talk to you all soon. Cheers.
Cheers. That was a pretty good podcast, don't you think?